Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Leslie and I like to post lifestyle, budgeting, and motherhood type of content here on the Mother Plan. Alright guys, welcome back to Budgeting 2021-01. Alright guys, so for this video, we're going to be diving into the cash envelope system, my absolute fave, and I want to talk all about it. So everybody knows about our famous cash stuffing videos here on YouTube, and if you don't, girl, let me go ahead and leave a link down below so you can get into it. Alright, so some of our new viewers or new members to the budgeting community simply don't know what the heck, why we're counting money, why we're putting them in these envelopes, in these categories. So this video is for you if you do not know why we do what we do and how it's helping us save money. What is the cash envelope system? Is it just stuffing some money into an envelope and going to the store? No, the cash envelope system is so much more. So in simple terms, it helps you stick to your budget, which is a key component of trying our best to achieve financial freedom. You only put the set amount of money from your budget that you have allocated to a certain category, and once that money is gone from that envelope, that's it. You don't overspend because you don't have any more money left. Really? Yes, it is quite that simple. It forces you to think about the money you actually need to spend versus what you want to spend. Also, a benefit of the cash envelope system is building a relationship with money. You get to touch, you get to feel that money, and trust me, when it's gone out of your hands, you get to feel the loss of that money. So in turn, you spend less because you don't want to give that money up, if that makes sense. For me, that is definitely true because I never want to hand over money, but I will swipe a debit card in 2.2 seconds. It is also very rewarding to see what you thought you needed at the end of the month versus what you actually needed. For example, you put $150 to use at Sam's Club and you actually only spent $100. So then you can go back to your budget and see where you can trim down certain categories and move that money to other categories. You can either take that $50 and roll it into the next month or allocate it to a different category, or you can make a debt payment, use it for your savings challenges. The possibilities are endless. The point is you're able to see where you can manipulate or change that budget to fit your needs going forward. You can now see where you can cut back in certain categories for the upcoming months and cut down your spending. Plus, it overall feels good just to see that you have money left in your envelopes at the end of the month. So let's talk about digital versus physical cash envelopes. Now, this is a personal choice. Some people do not want to deal with cash. However, I do recommend it if you are a beginner because the purpose of it is to build that relationship that we just talked about, because it makes it so much harder for you to let that money go. Now, during certain times, I completely understand if that's just something you're not willing to risk, and that's completely understandable. So in the end, do what's best for you. Me personally, I need that interaction with the money to make sure that I'm keeping myself in control. Also, y'all, I practice good hand hygiene. Y'all know I'm a nurse. Money has always been dirty, so your girl's good over here. We're going to clean it up. We're going to make sure we're good. I don't clean money per se, but I always clean my hands really well after handling money. All right, so now that we know what the cash envelope system is, let's get into cash envelopes or everyday spending versus sinking funds. What's the difference? What's the difference between a everyday cash envelope and a sinking fund? So for me, the definition for a cash envelope is for everyday spending. Things that I know I'm going to use on a weekly, daily basis, such as groceries, gas, just your general spending to have a little bit of pocket money for me and my husband, family fun if we want to take the kids out for ice cream. Those are just everyday spending that we need, childcare, stuff like that, that is part of my budget that I don't necessarily use each week or each day, but that's just our everyday spending. For example, we know we go grocery shopping every single week, so that would be a good category for an everyday cash envelope. A sinking fund, on the other hand, is a future predictable expense. So let's dive into that a little bit. So it could be something annually that you pay during the year, such as your car registration or property taxes that may only come once a year. Or it could be a just in case type of fund, such as if something was to break down tomorrow or a month from now. So those categories would include something like a home maintenance fund, car maintenance, just things that you know are going to come up at some point, but you just don't know when. A third type of sinking fund would be something that you're saving up for that you just want to do. It could be a vacation, it can be a $1,500 laptop, it can be a new cell phone, so it's just a purchase. So those are three categories, in my opinion, that are sinking funds. So it could be an annual expense, a just in case expense, or a future purchase. Okay, you guys got that? I get a lot of questions about what are sinking funds. How do I know if this should be a sinking fund? Should this be an everyday cash spending? It varies. So for me, that's how I separate the two, the everyday cash envelopes versus the sinking funds. Now that you know what a sinking fund is, let's figure out how to set it up or how to have a plan for your particular sinking fund. So if you have a bill that you know is due yearly, what you can do is divide that bill's amount by 12, which would be 12 months. You can also take it even further and divide it up by check. If you get paid bi-weekly, that would be 26 payments. Or you can do it by fours. It just depends on how often you get paid. So you can take that money and divide it up and you'll get that set amount that you should be putting aside for that particular sinking fund each paycheck. For example, if you have your car registration and it's $600 per year, you know you need to take that $600 and divide it up by 12 months, which would be $50 per month or $25 every 2 weeks. By the time the car registration is due, you have all the money that you need without dipping into another paycheck or making it be a part of an upcoming budget. They'll already be there ready to use. Or let's just say you have a new purchase you want to make, like we talked about before. You want to buy this computer that's $1,000. You can do the method that we just talked about and divide it up by 12 months. Or you can just take whatever extra money that you do have and go ahead and put that towards that sinking fund. So you budget $50 a month, but let's say your check was a little bit more. You can go ahead and take that money and stick it into that sinking fund. So again, sinking funds are for a predictable future expense, and that can mean anything to anyone. This is something that is individualized. Some people have cars, some people don't. So it wouldn't make sense for you to have a car maintenance envelope if you don't have a car. Some people own a home, some people live with their parents, live with a roommate. It just depends on what your actual financial situation is and what things that you need to pay for. But if you are starting out and you just don't know what kind of categories to have, I would say here are a few simple categories that I like to use that can pretty much work for a majority of people. And that could be a medical emergency fund, a car maintenance fund, a home maintenance fund, a vacation fund. You know, there's so many different ones, but I'll go ahead and put a list here of some of the common ones that I see. I can't tell you guys how good it feels to know that if something did break down tomorrow or if something just popped up, having these sinking funds available just takes the stress out of everything. And I'm not trying to figure out, hey, how I'm going to come up with this money to fix this or to buy this or pay this bill. It is great, and that's why sinking funds are so important. And that's why I love the cash envelope system in general. Paydays are not stressful like they used to be. There's a plan. We know exactly what we need to do with our money. And yeah, the system covers all of the bases. And the good thing is you can take away or add categories as needed. You can tweak and modify the amounts. Hey, I had this sinking fund and I just thought about it. I don't really need it. So great, next month I'm going to take that sinking fund out and replace it with something else. It's kind of like you just kind of have to figure out what works for you as far as your categories. But after a while, you'll really get into a groove and say, hey, I need this for this and I don't need that. I'm going to take this out and I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to change this from $80 to $60. And y'all, it's really that simple. If this video was helpful for you guys, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Also leave me a comment below and let me know if you like these type of videos and if you have any other video suggestions. And if you guys are new, y'all, come on, hit that subscribe button. Come and join the family. Hit that notification bell so you'll be updated every time I post a new video, which is weekly. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.